Hello. In this short video, we'll be looking at using the display function as part of the style properties to turn on and off individual style components. In this particular case, we already have telephone poles which have color assigned using the RGB function. If we review the properties of these poles, we notice that there's an attribute called equipment which is a long integer. In this case, this pole is using an equipment set of type 1, whereas a different pole may be using a different equipment set. This pole is using an equipment set of type 10. We can generate a quick list of the different equipment types, picking Analysis, Analytical Merge. Selecting Analytical Merge and picking our power poles as the input feature and merging by the equipment type, we can generate a list in the data window of the poles. So now we can see we have 4 unique types of poles or equipments being used on these poles. We'll set this list aside and then go to our style properties. Right-click, Style Properties. We'll begin by renaming the style. By clicking on the style, right-click, Rename. We'll call this Power Poles Attribute-Based Symbology, ABS. We'll right-click on this and pick Copy. Then right-click again on it and pick Paste and copy it. Now we'll call this first one, we'll rename it to type 10. We'll rename the second one to type 1. Click on the first one for type 10, pick Advanced tab, and we'll go to the displayable property, which is a Boolean, true or false, and set its value. But we'll do this using an expression, and we'll evaluate it for type 10. Pick the drop-down list, pick expression, and we'll use the if statement to do our test. Under logical, we'll double-click on if the equipment type equals, typing in 10, comma, then we want the display to be true by double-clicking on true. Then space over, comma, if otherwise, we want the display to be false. We know that we have a valid syntax when the output type is assigned. So going back over the expression, if the equipment type is equal to 10, the display is true. Otherwise, the display is false. Clicking OK. Now, let's click in the attribute-based field, right-click, and copy the expression that we just set using for our type 10 pole. Now let's go to our type 1 equipment, go to the Advanced tab, go to the Display field, and click in the drop-down list for the expression dialog. Now we can right-click into the expression. Notice that the syntax is assigned, but we want to set this for a type 1 pole, or type 1 equipment set. Clicking OK, our expression is assigned. Now we can click on our symbol style and set our symbols that we want to use for 2 types of poles. So maybe for the first pole, we'll use a triangle. A triangle filled up. On our second pole, maybe we'll use a triangle filled down. Now let's build 2 more styles, one for each of the types of poles for type 4 equipment poles and type 19 equipment poles. We'll do this by right-clicking on one of our poles, copy, right-click, paste. Let's do this one more time. Copy this, right-click, paste. And let's name these for each type of pole that we want to set. We'll make this type 4. Then we'll make this pole type 19. For this one, we can use a circle. And for this pole, maybe we'll use a star filled. For a type 4 pole, we go to the Advanced tab and change the equipment type. We can do this right on the Advanced grid to a type 4. For 19 pole, we'll go to the Advanced tab and change the value to 19. Doing so right on the Advanced grid. Now let's click OK and see what we have. Now we have our poles with their symbologies assigned using the different style components with the display on and off of the attribute-based symbology. Let's review. By right-clicking, picking Style Properties, we can see that the power poles ABS style is actually a style which consists of multiple styles. Some people call this a composite style, a style consisting of multiple styles. Each one of these styles has an assignment of displaying on and off based on the equipment type. So for each pole, the test is run from the top to bottom. So it tests to see if it's a type 10. If it's not a type 10, it checks to see if it's a type 1. As soon as it finds a valid assignment, it is assigned using that particular symbol. The color is being set using an override color, separate function. Clicking OK, we can see the results. We hope this session's been useful, and we thank you for using Integraph.